Have you ever broken something trying to fix it yourself? Well, let's just say me and my Les Paul had a little bit of a situation. You ever have a guitar that's your favorite guitar in the whole world, then you kind of do something to it that breaks it a little bit? Well, I kind of did something like that, and I thought I'd share you the story so maybe that no one else does it? Let's see. First, I thought I'd give you a little backstory on this guitar. I was scrolling through Reverb, like I do, and my buddy emails me and he's like, hey dude, you gotta get this guitar. And literally, before I can even look at it, it's sold, gone. 2 hours up. And then I go on without my day and I'm like, whatever, who cares? 2 a.m. comes along. I just woken back up for some odd reason, by the way, and checked my email and was like, hey, the guitar's back up. So snatched it up, bought it. I'm sure that dude was stoked to get that thing, sold in like a day. But the kicker about this guitar is that it's actually local. So I was like, dude, I could buy this like right now. I mean, it's 2 a.m. I'm not gonna get it now, but I could like possibly go pick up the guitar. I don't have to wait. Waiting is like the worst part. And then like shipping, you're like, oh, the thing gonna snap, like, I don't know. Here's the crazy part. He's a cop. He's just some cop rocker dude, and he's cool. And we basically stood in the parking lot for like 3 hours just talking about like guitars. And that's how I got the guitar. Fast forward, a couple years, right? Guitar's great, awesome. I've been using this thing constantly. It's perfectly in tune. The intonation is like perfect across the whole neck. It's kind of weird, to be honest. The guitar is like just this magic thing, the feel of the neck, the paint, the pickups, everything that was done by it. And it was done by this place called STARR Guitars. This guy named Kip, he's got a shop, somewhat close to me. And this guy's worked on like all kinds of guitars. I mean, guitars from the 50s, 60s, like he's got the experience, he's got the know-how. He like repainted the whole thing. He like carved some stuff on it, like changed everything, ripped it all out. Apparently, swapped the pickups like 20 times. Whatever they landed on, it's amazing. I love it. And I never even met the guy, like the guy that I bought it from, he's the one that, had all that done. So fast forward a little bit of time, maybe it's about a year or two, I've had the guitar and an inlay starts to pop up. And I'm like, oh man, like not an inlay, of all the things you want to happen, you're like, an inlay coming out? That's not on that guy. He didn't glue the inlays in. In case you don't know what an inlay is, here's the guitar. So they're basically these little white, sometimes pearloid, they can be a bunch of different things. Just little markers for you to see where you are on the guitar. And when you're playing, you don't necessarily want to, feel one poking out at you. That's what was starting to happen, was the ends were kind of starting to lift on this particular inlay. It's just uncomfortable. You're, playing guitar, shredding around, doing whatever, and you just kind of kept feeling this thing. So I just kind of put the guitar down for a while. And I wish I didn't. But I was like, all right, maybe I can handle this one myself, right? I'm a little bit of a luthier myself. Do little minor repairs. Haven't done this yet. Let's just say, I should have watched a video. I watched videos about everything, by the way, and I just didn't think, man. I was just like, oh, you take super glue, you put the thing, and then you just push it in, right? Wrong. You cannot do that. Super glue, I guess, has this thing where, like, basically, what makes super glue dry is the presence of moisture. And I guess the moisture in the air, whatever it was, I had the perfect combination for it to dry in an instant. Super glued, boom, bonded. My problem was I had an inlay up like this and thought I could glue it and then push it down. You can't do that. There's no time to do that. It is like instant. So here's me just doing my guitar. I glue this thing and then like panic just sets in, like, oh my God, I'm realizing what I just did. I'm trying to push the inlay and it's like not doing anything. And I'm just like, damn, I think I just screwed up my favorite guitar in the whole world. I mean, this thing's like my baby, and I panicked. I was like, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I ended up calling the guy that built the guitar like years before. So I basically call in a panic, like, hey dude, I've completely ruined my guitar. I've just jacked it up, dude. I don't know what I was doing. And after a little bit of convincing, he's like, all right, dude. He's like, all right, I'll look at the guitar for you. And I'm like, thank goodness, dude, because I didn't know what I was gonna do. I mean, I don't know who to take it to. There's not many guitar repair places around these days. If you guys know of any, let me know. But I ended up talking to him, and then I got busy. I had to work for like months. I just never got around to it, which sucks because, you know, when you have that favorite instrument, I mean, it's really the guitar that I want to pick up like every time. I mean, I play other guitars, I have other guitars, but this is definitely the one that's like, yeah, this thing's just perfect. You hold it, you know, you strum a chord, it just feels like rock and roll to me. And so there I am. Some time has passed, and I thought, you know, maybe I'll tackle this myself. You know, I have done repairs. I can fix guitars. I swear. I promise. You gotta learn somewhere, right? But you know, I thought, okay, I'll start taking some, you know, some rubbing alcohol or some acetone or just something and kind of like get it like in there as much as I could. But it wasn't working, and I didn't think I wanted to mess with it anymore. You know, it's that thing of like, you're like, oh, I've already done it a little bit. I think if I keep going, I might just like snap the guitar in 5 pieces somehow. I don't know how, but you're like, oh, that's gonna happen. And so then after experimenting with like gluing and ungluing and, you know, everything I'd done, I was like, you know what? It's time to get the guitar fixed. And eventually I got around to it. So I took it to Kip over at STARR Guitars. And it was awesome. Honestly, we ended up talking for like 6 hours. I didn't mean to do that. I probably took him away from his entire day, but it was cool seeing a shop. I've never seen a builder's, painter's shop, you know, seeing all little booths and where, you know, the magic happens, and the custom models, and it's a really cool place. You know, check them out on Instagram and Facebook if you ever need some custom work done. So I ended up finally getting it to Kip at STARR Guitars, and I said, look, dude, this thing is priceless to me. And I told him how much it meant to me, you know, and what that guitar was to me. I mean, it's just that instrument that, you know, I feel like it's like a once in a lifetime instrument for a personal person, you know, like I hope everyone finds that guitar for them that you just play, that you're just, I want to play this, you know, you're like, I want to play this all the time. You never want to stop. I hope everyone finds that instrument, because that's what this was to me. So I went to his shop, and I mean, it's been too long, frankly. It's been too long, but dropped the guitar off, checked out his shop, you know, saw some of the stuff he does. He mainly paints a lot of guitars these days, and he builds a couple too. He's got his own custom models. They're really cool. I'll put some pictures up here somewhere. You know, I left it with him, and finally, a week later maybe, got it back, and it's good as new, you know, back to making tunes. Perfect guitar, you know, like repair. It's all good. It's ready to rock. It's ready to be put on some records. So if you need some records, you let me know. But basically, Kip is the guy that helped fix my guitar. Honestly, dude, thanks to that Kip guy, I have a guitar again. I'm gonna go ahead and put some links and some descriptions if you ever need something, you know. And so that's pretty much the story of how I almost ruined my guitar. Well, basically ruined my guitar, and then had to fix it, and then couldn't fix it, and decided I'm gonna go have someone else fix, and now it's back. So I guess the moral of the story is, don't play with super glue. Honestly, just keep super glue away from a guitar. There's so many other types of glues that aren't gonna ruin your guitar. So try one out. So that's pretty much it. If you guys want to hear more of my stories, or see some cool guitars, or just whatever I'm into at the time, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, whatever, you know. I'm just here to kind of connect with people and really just have a good time. So peace out.